it's irrelevant to me. That's out of my control. I can only watch in admiration in terms of where the Premier League and where world football is gone to the level of £100 million, whatever the fee may be at the end of the if he does come to Manchester United. I think obviously the Premier League has played a significant part because the fact that it's become such a global sport, everyone wants to be part of it, and we know the influx of the TV revenue that has played an integral part in terms of that type of figures being banked around. But in terms of the player itself coming to the football club, the player is already very familiar with what Manchester United is all about. He's been there for a couple of years, so he understands and knows what Manchester United. And I'm sure if he comes to our football club, he will bring something totally different. He will bring his physical strength and attributes to the team that has been lacking in that department. Since we lost the likes of Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, we haven't quite, cement the midfield like we used to come out, and I think that will probably bring that sort of credibility back to the midfield in some way. But he's never going to be a Paul Scholes or he's never going to be a Roy Keane, but he is going to be what he is, and an aggressive midfielder that could make things happen going forward. What he's done in the game, from Chelsea to Milan to Madrid, he's been very, very successful, and I made it known that I would have liked to see given an opportunity. But once they discarded that and Mourinho was the obvious candidate, I'm delighted. I think that he will bring the winning mentality back to the football club like he's always done in every club that he's been at. I think the fans around the world, everyone that is involved with Manchester United certainly have a spring back in their step, and they feel that Manchester United are ready to compete. In fact, I know that Manchester United are ready to compete to try and win back the Premier League this season. Well, I think that is just part and parcel of being a Manchester United football club. If you don't perform, you're not in the team, and I think that goes for everyone is in the squad, Zlatan included, whoever comes there. That's always been the philosophy of Manchester United. In the sport that we play, no one is guaranteed a starting position. You've got to earn the right to be in the starting position. And I think that's what the manager is clearly saying to all the players. Listen, if you want to be in my starting 11, you have to earn the right. There's nothing about the past, what you've done, what you achieved. I'm here now as a new manager. You have to show me what you're capable of doing. And if in that period of time you're doing what I'm asking you to do, whether you're scoring goals or contributing in a different way, then you were in the team, and that's what it matters. And I think from a player's point of view, and being a player myself, I think that is reasonable. I think that's, as a player, that's what you want. You don't want to be going in there on past performance. You want to go in there on merit, and I think Rooney will rise to the challenge, just like every other player who will be competing for that 11 players in the starting lineup. Yeah, it's great. I think the Premier League is obviously the biggest league in the world. We talked about the La Liga and the players that is in La Liga, and we acknowledge that the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, and Suarez and Neymar. Those are absolutely fabulous and does wonders for the La Liga league. But you ask them, it's the most watched league around the world is the English Premier League. Everyone wants to be part of that, and of course, these managers now wants to be part of the best league in the world, and the best league in the world is the Premier League. So there's no surprise if you've got the best league in the world, you want the best players, you want the best managers. Now as the managers will find themselves into the Premier League, that could only elevate the Premier League to a certain level. And I think that's all well and good. I think people are making too much of this managerial sort of managers are coming into the Premier League. As I said, it would do wonders to have these names that we have at these various clubs at this point in time, but at the ultimate is the players are the ones who have these managers where they are. So I wouldn't read too much into it, but it's wonderful for the Premier League, for the likes of Mourinho and Pep and Klopp and Conte. All these managers are bringing more credibility to the Premier League, and I'm sure these best players in the La Liga, the best players in the Bundesliga and the Italian league wants to come to the Premier League. Unfortunately, we can't have everyone, but I'm sure that's something that the Premier League will want to happen at some stage. Yeah, I think it's something that I'm very proud of. Proud to come from Trinidad and Tobago, myself and Lara. Who would have thought when we started off as kids that we will end up where we both ended up. It was a boyhood dream, back in the days. We were literally a third world country. Having the opportunity to come abroad was a big thing, let alone being a professional cricketer or a professional footballer. In Lara instance, he was a couple of years older than me, and we both played football and represented our country at that level, which was wonderful. But there was a cut-off point in our lives, it was around 14, 15, and he decided to go cricket and I decided to go football. Who would have thought, 20 years, 30 years down the road, that we will, become the kind of, and make the impact in the sports that we chose to do. And of course, in Lara's case, he's going to be a world record holder in every type of the sport. He's the first player to score 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. It just goes to show that even though a small country, that there's people with ambition. Once you're prepared to work and work hard and sacrifice, and in myself and Lara's case, those are the things that we have done. But now the opportunity for these kids are far greater, and we are delighted that we have played a part in our society, in particular in our country. And the Caribbean as a whole, to inspire these younger kids, because back in the days I'm sure Lara had Sir Viv and Sir Gary Sobers to look at. From my perspective, I had no one that sort of inspired me. I had to look at foreign individuals to sort of get some inspiration from that. But nevertheless, we have gone on to achieve things that both him and I would have never thought that we would have achieved. And it's humbling to look back now that people can relate to that, and hopefully that will inspire the younger generation to live their dreams and go out and try and get it.